So good afternoon, class. Today we start the introduction of machine learning algorithms. In this course, we have the 5 units, and in each unit we will cover in-depth knowledge about machine learning algorithms. So in the first unit, we will cover the introduction part that will contain the basic definition that will be useful for your whole machine learning implementation. So we will first understand the basic definition, then the types of learning. There are basically the 3 types of machine learning. We will see in detail supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, and semi-supervised machine. Then we will see what is by the hypothesis and the hypothesis test, index to bias, evaluation, and the cross validation. After completing this basic terminology that are used for machine learning, then we will move to the next, that very simple and normally used machine learning algorithms that contain linear regression, decision trees, overfitting, underfitting, instance-based learning, feature reduction, collaborative filtering-based recommendation. So these are the basic algorithms used in a machine learning. In unit number 3, we will be diving in more in detail by understanding the probability and bias learning. Then we will see the unsupervised logistic regression support vector machine, kernel function, and the kernel estimate. While in the 4th unit, we will be find out more about the computational learning theory, TCA learning model, then what is the sample complexity, GC dimension, and assemble learning. Ended with the clustering, in which we will mostly find out the k-means clustering, adaptive hierarchical clustering, and Gaussian mixture. So this is our plan of action in machine learning algorithm. So in which we have the 5 units, and this 5 units we will cover within this stipulated time window. These are the refer book. You can find out this book, Introduction to Machine Learning by Das Ganu Prakashan. I am the author of this book. Then Python with Machine Learning by S. Chan Prakashan, and Introduction to Machine Learning, 2nd edition by MIT State. So this is the cover page of book that I have written. So you can also go for this book. It is available at Das Ganu Prakashan near Jhansi Rani Square, Peshawar. So introduction of machine learning. As you know, the machine learning is an buzzword for the past 2 years. And why it is so popular nowadays? The AI, the machine learning, because of some reasons. So what are the reasons behind that these technologies are so popular? Before we start this, I would like to say that this AI, machine learning are not invented in the last decade, as they are already discovered in 1950. The concept is called as AI, artificial intelligence. In one of the conference held in USA, the concept of AI was invented. That is artificial intelligence. And in 1970, after 75, the terminology machine learning was introduced, and it also get popular. But why these two words, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning, are so popular in the last few years, mostly after 2014? So what is the reason behind that these artificial intelligence, machine learning and the deep learning are so popular now? So let us see the reason behind that. So as we know that the machine learning or deep learning, these are the techniques which is used to use the data. What is the data? That data may be a text format data, that data may be a image data, that data may be a video data, or it may be a voice data. So these machine learning algorithms are basically built on the data stage. In coming days, we will see how we can implement the machine learning algorithm on data stage. But what is the reason behind that? Why the machine learning is so possible? So as you know that after the development of websites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the n number of social networking websites, the data are collected in large amounts. So when the internet was in its initial stage in 1995, it was not so popular. Why? Because the reason behind it that is very costly, and there is not such an information we have to upload on internet and then it will get accessed by everyone. Or such type of platform also not available in that era. So in 1995, not a single social networking website were developed. So normally the people use the internet to send and receive the emails and to read the information, statistical information available on the website. So that was the main use of internet in that day. So no such data were available in 90s era. But as the invention of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc., these social networking websites generate the data in huge amount per day. So they have the lot of data, and nowadays data is an oil. Data is an oil means you can sell the data just like an oil. You can see the rate of petrol or increases. Why? Because there is a need. The people are now habitual to use the car, two-wheeler, and to start the two-wheeler, we require the petrol. So that's why we have to pay any amount to purchase the petrol. The same thing nowadays happens. Each and everything is available online, which data nowadays we are uploaded online. That may be a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the offices now are computerized. So they now started to save the data in the digital format. So the data after 2021, you can see that everywhere we are using the data that is available in digital format. So huge amount of data is nowadays available. So now you have to find out the accurate information from that large amount of data. So the reason for this might be a high amount of data produced by the application. So that may be any kind of application. That may be a social networking application. That may be a micro website, for example, Twitter and WhatsApp. So these are the platforms, they are generating the data in a huge amount. And to implement the successful machine learning or deep learning algorithm, you require only the data. So this is the first reason behind the popularity of AI and ML on DL. The second and most important, that is the infrastructure. So in that infrastructure, the storage capacity of a computer and the processing units are now increased drastically. So we must be aware about the CPU, that is the central processing unit. But instead of the CPU, nowadays, and laptop also or desktop use the GPU card also, that is graphical processing unit. So this processing power has been changed drastically, and because of that, these two technologies, AI and ML, with a DL, that is a deep learning, has been get popular from the last few years. So what is the GPU and the CPU first? Let us understand what is the GPU and the CPU. The CPUs are available normally in your computer or in a laptop. And what is the use of this CPU? This central processing unit, or as a CPU, is centrally handle all the process that are run in your computer. Now, what do you mean by the process now? The process may be any application. Currently, in my laptop, one process, that is a PowerPoint, is available. So it is going on. WebEx desktop application is going on. And behind that, the operating system. My operating system is also going on. So roughly you can say that the three processes are working on my laptop. That is visible. That's why I am saying that there are the three processes. So first is my PowerPoint presentation. The second, WebEx application, and third, my operating system. So all these three processes are running on my laptop, and these are centrally handled by the processor, and the processor is called central processing unit. But behind that, a total, I think near about more than 70, small and bigger, more than 70, that is a 70 processes are continuously running on my computer system. So they are different types. Okay. So these processes are handled by one of the central processing unit that is available in your desktop or in your laptop. So this CPU, that is central processing unit, handles the processes. So why there is a need of GPU? So as the name is indicating, GPU, that is a graphical process unit. So this CPU has some limitation. So what is the limitation, you can say? This CPU has the limitation is in that at the certain times of processes, means you can say that the 1000 processes at a time or 500 processes at a time. So this CPU is allowed to run the process up to the 500, and they are in serial format. What is that serial format? So first one process is start, then the second process is start, then the third process is start, and go on. Okay. So it happened in fraction of time. That's why we are not getting in which process is started first and which process is started after. But there is some delay, or you can say that there is some gap of time between these processes P1, P2, P3. That may be a fraction of time. That may be a microsecond. But there is a time. So these processes are worked in serial format, not in the parallel format. So first your operating system is working, execute, then your power band is execute, then the WebEx software will be start. Okay, just like this. And also this CPU has the limitation of handling the data. So you can say that up to 5 GB data or 10 GB data it can handle at the same time. So at the fraction of time t, if you can say that how much data this CPU execute, so it may be a 1 GB, it may be a 5 GB, it may be a maximum 10 GB. So maximum 10 GB of data can be handled by this CPU at the time t. But if you want to implement the machine learning algorithm and you want a accurate prediction from it, so you have to run 100 plus GB data at the same time, and they must be in a parallel fashion, not in a serial format. So how we can do it? So NVIDIA is one of the company, in US-based company. They have developed the graphical process unit, and these graphical process units are very useful for executing the data that is greater than 100 GB. So these GPU are work in a parallel fashion, and they are work in the format of executing the program in parallel, in P1, P2, P3, or P1000 at the same time. You can execute again at the same time using the 100 plus GB data. So what happened is, because of that, large amount of data is available from the social networking website, and your GPU, that is the brain of your computer, is now it is so fast that it executes the data in parallel fashion, and it executes the data at the large amount of quantity. So this increasing computation power, and along with that better algorithm. So as machine learning was started in 1975, it has some limited version of machine learning algorithm, but afterward that a huge number of algorithms are added in the library of machine learning, and now a bunch of 1000 plus machine learning algorithms are nowadays available, and they are well written in very popular languages, for example Python and the R. So these two programming languages, I would like to say these two programming languages are also responsible for the popularity of machine learning and the AI and the deep learning. And which two programming language? That is Python and the R. So this Python and the R are useful to easily implement the machine learning also. Okay, so they are very easily implemented using the few code of lines, that is R programming and the Python programming. So because of these few reasons, that is huge amount of data, then computational power, then the advanced and better machine learning algorithm, and very popular programming language, that is the Python and the R, that is very user friendly. And because of that, the machine learning has been popular in last few years, along with the AI and the deep learning. So this is the reason behind the popularity of AI, machine learning and the deep learning. Even though these technologies was invented before 70 years, as the keyword was first time used in one of the conference, Duckworth conference in 1952, and from there the AI has been very popular in computer world, but in the last few years they are more popular. So how we can differentiate this machine learning and traditional programming? So you can see that in a traditional programming and machine learning, this is a basic difference. You can see that we are using a machine learning and the traditional. What is that? So in traditional programming, as you can see that this is a traditional program. So in this traditional programming, we have to write a program using the Java, or C++. You can write a Java or C++ program, or the C program. Okay, and after that you have to take a data from the DBMS, or called as a database. Okay, so this is a database where all the data is stored, and this is a program. You can write down the program in Java or C++. You have to provide this true information to this computer, and it has a one central processing unit, that is CPU. Central processing unit, CPU. Correct? So this CPU, what the CPU performs? The CPU is converted this program into the binary format, that is a 0-1. That the machine is understand, that is a 0-1 program. Okay, and take the data from this DBMS or database, and whatever the output you want, you can display on here. So this is a traditional program where you have to first write down the code, means you have to make your own logic. Here, this programming are used for developing your logic or implementing your logic only. Okay, so here we are use this program to implement your logic. Okay, and you have to use this database. After that, you have to display the output here. Now let us consider one example that is more related to this traditional programming. So let us consider you want to do the addition of 10 and 20. Okay. Okay. So what is the question? What is the program here? The program to write addition of two numbers. So the one number is 10 and second number is 20. So what you have to do? You have to use the C++ language or the Java language. Write one code. You have to write down this code for addition of a two number and send it to the CPU. the CPU will ask that what is that which are these two numbers. Then database will provide that number. Let us consider this database is having the n number of okay, storing it. So 20, 30, 40. So these are the n numbers are available in our data. So he pick up the first two numbers and make the addition, okay, and then display the result, that is a 30. Okay, why it is used the addition? Because in your logic, in your code, you have to write down that C is equal to A plus B. What you did done here? You have written here that in your code that C is equal to A plus B, and that's why C is equal to A plus B. That's why whenever this program is executed, it takes the data from the database, okay, two number that may be a 10, 20 or 30, 20, 30, and make addition, and it will display the output. So this is a simple traditional program where you have to write down the first logic and then execute that program using the CPU, and then it take a data from the database and display the result. So this is a traditional programming, but how we can use the machine learning? In machine learning, that is the advance of this traditional programming, what we have to do, let us consider the same example. I would like to say, this is a database, and that database having all the numbers from 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on. 50. Okay, and here what you have to do, you are not writing any program here. Okay, you are not writing any program here. You are just mentioning that I want the output is equal to 30. What you are commanding here, you are saying that I want the output that is a 30. That should be a 30. So now what happened? So you are providing this information to this computer. This computer having the GPU. Okay, along with the machine learning libraries, along with the deep learning libraries. Okay, so either deep learning or machine learning, you can choose anyone. So let us consider it has a machine learning library. So the GPU will select the machine learning library and take a data, useful data from the database. Okay, so what you want the output that should be a 30 only. So you don't know how to get the 30 out of this number. So there are a few options that the machine learning algorithm is opted. So what are that options? The first option is that you can make an addition of 10 plus 20, or either you can directly select the 30, that is also possible, or there is another way you can do one thing, 50 minus 20, that is also the output is 30, 50 minus 20, the output is 30, or 40 minus 10, it is also the 30, or somewhere here 120, so 120, no, okay, no problem. Okay, so these are the options. Either you can select the plus option, either you can select directly the 30, or either you can select the minus option. So if you take the minus option, so there are again two possibilities. You can use the 50 minus 20, or you can use the 10 minus 10, 40 minus 10, so that you can get the output is equal to 30. And this will choose by this ML library. Okay, so you just say what is your expected output, what you want. The GPU and this machine learning algorithm will be work on it. Okay, and it will send you, okay, this is the 30. Are you interested to do this? 10 plus 20, you will get the 30. You can say that, okay, this is good. Or either you say that, no, it is not a good, I want different output. So they will send directly 30, You can say yes or no. No, I am not interested for this. So it will say again, you can do this 50 minus 20. You can say, okay, this is okay for me. You can do 50 minus 30 so that I will get the 30. So this is my switch my output. So you like this, you can train your model, and this concept is called as a machine learning. Okay, so this is the basic difference you can say that between the machine learning and the traditional programming. So in the traditional programming, you have to write down the code, that logic. Okay, that is a static logic. You cannot change that static logic. Okay, once you say that there is a plus operator, so you have to always use the plus operator and try to get the output 30. But in the machine learning has their own choice. They can make a different possibility. They can use the plus operation, they can use the minus operation, they can use any other operation. Okay, and they can use the corrected output. So this is called as a machine learning, and this is called as a traditional programming. I hope you understand the difference between the machine learning and the traditional programming.